In our last tutorial, we wrote our first line of code that created a rectangle on the screen. Display.newRect is the code Corona uses to create a rectangle on the screen. That's this code specifically. Now the following numbers, I'll explain what they do. So 200 is the x coordinate, so how many pixels from the left hand side of the screen that the rectangle is before it begins. 100 is the y coordinate, so how many pixels from the top of the screen the rectangle is before it's created and before it's displayed. And 150 is the width of the rectangle, and 25 is the height of the rectangle. Now you'll notice I've got local platform 1 equals at the front of this piece of code. If I was to remove this and refresh, save and relaunch the Corona emulator by doing file and relaunch. If you've got a Mac, you don't need to do that. You just have to save the file and it automatically does it. But if you're doing a Windows machine, you have to do file and relaunch. Something to remember. If I remove that code, it still works. The reason that we have to do this local platform 1 equals is because once we've displayed this rectangle on screen, it's very difficult going forwards to then change these values. It may seem easy here, but as we progress, you'll find it's very difficult to do that. So what we do is we store all of this information we reference it using something called a variable. Now that's what we've done here. We've created a local variable called platform1, and it's a bit like when you label a drawer on a filing cabinet. You know that anything inside that drawer that has, you know, the name receipts inside of it is going to be receipts. In this case, we've got platform 1, which we named ourselves, and we've got a rectangle in there. So it might sound a little confusing. So let's go and see how we can use this. If we do platform1.width is equal to 300 and we save this and relaunch, you should see how that's affected the platform at the top in our Corona simulator. Also, this code should probably look familiar. It's used throughout the game when you want to change the width of something. So we can also change the height of this platform. So here's the height, 25. Let's change it and make it a little thinner to 100, to 10, sorry. And we can also change the X value, which again is in the game. So let's shift this from, so the X value is 200. Let's shift this to 150. It's more to the left now. And let's change the Y value to 200. Now the good thing about being able to put this rectangle in referencing it in a variable is that we can do other things to this rectangle that we couldn't ordinarily do with just these 4 slots of information. So we could, for example, add collision to a platform, add touch events to a platform, and one of the other things we can do, which you've probably already done in the game if you got to level 12, is add rotation to a platform. So if I hit save, we've just rotated that platform. So you can start to see the benefits now of storing information in a variable. Now you'll also notice a few things. When I first create the variable and the platform, I use the word local, but going forwards I stop. I don't continue doing local because now we're just referring to the original variable that we created. We don't need to do that anymore. Okay, I think that's enough for this tutorial. In our next tutorial, I'll show you how you could have created this without my help by using something called the API. So as always, please do like, comment, subscribe, and tell everyone about Codezle and keep playing, coding, and growing.